Welcome to the SEC on ESPN. The Syracuse Orange coming into Columbia, Missouri for the first time in 25 years. They need a win to become bowl eligible. And the Missouri Tigers, they step out of league play tonight. They too are one win away from qualifying for the postseason. Last week, Syracuse upset number 9 Louisville on senior day at the Carrier Dome. First loss of the year for the Cardinals. Big win for the Orange, 45-26 the final. Missouri also enjoyed its biggest win of the year, 51-48 over Tennessee in 4 overtimes. First SEC road win for the Tigers. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Columbia alongside my partner, former Georgia All-American Matt Stinchcomb. I'm Clay Matvick. Allison Williams will be joining us shortly. And let's talk about this tonight. Two teams that are on the cusp of bowl eligibility. It's a real testament to this Tigers team, which has been devastated by injuries, especially on the O-line, and to their quarterback, James Franklin.
New conference, a very difficult conference, and Missouri has had to fight, scratch, and claw their way into postseason contention. A lot of the reason why this offense has been stuck in neutral is because of James Franklin, hampered by injury throughout the season. You see the yardage production much reduced, greatly reduced, and also the scoring. 36 touchdowns a year ago, only 8 so far this year, but they have him back healthy, and he's playing his best football towards the back end of the season. Syracuse,
1 win away from qualifying for the postseason. Ryan Nassib leads an explosive offense that is on pace to shatter every team offensive record and some Big East records.
At Ryan Nassib, they have talent on the offensive side of the ball, an excellent signal caller, but credit the coaching staff and Doug Marrone in recognizing that they needed to go with an up-tempo style, play to their abilities. They weren't happy with the way their offense looked in camp, and so they were able to transition to a more up-tempo style, high speed, higher gear, run more plays, and they've been rewarded with an opportunity to make it to the bowls.
And Gary Pinkel, the head coach at Missouri, now in his 12th season, he suspended star defensive tackle Sheldon Richardson this week for academic reasons. He's a projected first-round draft choice, a very principled move by the coach before such a critical game for the Tigers. Clear skies, 52 degrees. Truman, the Tiger, is cooling off the fans who are in attendance here tonight. They don't need any help.
You're just making sure that kid's hydrated. I'm cramping up in the middle of this game.
Syracuse won the toss. They have deferred their option to the second half, and Missouri will receive. And there is Marcus Murphy, such a dangerous weapon in the Missouri return game. 4 returns for touchdowns this year, 3 on kickoffs, 1 on punt return. Ryan Norton has it in the air, and we're underway in Columbia, Missouri. And from the goal line, Murphy bobbles it, goes back for it, and starts his return. Wiggles across the 10-yard line, and he is down after 12.
12-yard return by Murphy.
James Franklin, the junior out of Texas, a promising year muffled by injuries. A throwing shoulder, left knee, even a hamstring at one point. He's the healthiest he's been in the last few weeks here. The offense really needed him last week, and he came through.
He did. You know, you look at 3 touchdown passes in the overtime periods. Obviously a touchdown pass, a big one on a 4th down conversion to get them to the overtime periods to tie the games up versus Tennessee. Missouri fans and coaching staff happy to see their quarterback finally healthy. No Henry Josie, one of the top rushers for Missouri last year, available this season. Kendall Lawrence has been their mainstay on offense, and Michael Sam at the defensive end position last week, a forced fumble and a sack to stop a drive.
So second down and 4. Franklin brings him up to the line. And again, it's Lawrence. And he's going to be stopped short of the first down. He had a career-high 153 yards on 21 carries against Tennessee, including a 77-yard touchdown run on the first play of the second half. It was really the spark that propelled the Tigers in that second half and led to the overtime win.
You know, a lot of Missouri's offensive production this year has been slowed because of the lack of big plays. And that was one of them, I think, that really turned the momentum last week versus Tennessee.
3rd and 1. Little inside handoff to Lawrence. He's got the first down and more. Cuts it to the far hash, gets to the 30-yard line, a run of 8 yards for Lawrence.
Well, last week we see this from Lawrence. He likes to ride the wave to the play side, but has excellent vision for the backside cut. He does a good job of trusting his backside blockers there for the big gainer.
So Missouri moves the sticks for the first time. 5-5 on the year. 2-5 in SEC play. A win away from bowl eligibility. Caught, good screen, big play. Dorial Green-Beckham. Good block downfield, and he's going to take it in for a touchdown. A 70-yard touchdown play. Dorial Green-Beckham on the screen, and Missouri scores early.
Yesterday, we're visiting with offensive coordinator David Yost, and he said that they needed to get the ball in Dorial Green-Beckham's hands more often. They've been able to do that the past couple of games. You knew that they were going to find a way to get it in his hands early tonight, and it's paid off already for Missouri.
He had that game-tying touchdown last week at the end of regulation. And gets the first score of the night here. Andrew Baggett puts the extra point up and in. 7-0.
Extra point is good. Missouri 7, Syracuse 0.
James Franklin, the first 203 passes this season, just 4 touchdowns. The last 9 passes, 9 touchdown passes.
You see him right here, singled up, and they're going to do an excellent job with a wide receiver screen. Watch TJ Moe. He's going to come out and clean up. And look at Elvis Fisher, one of the other mainstays for this Missouri offense, a 6-year senior. And DGB does the rest. Look at him leave the defenders in the dust. Does an excellent job with the speed. A big physical receiver. That time, no contact needed. Gets all the way to pay dirt early.
Kobina and Morgan back to return. This bouncing kick, it's scooped up by Jeremiah Kobina. Over 1,000 kick return yards last year. More modest season this year in the return game. A 16-yard return for Kobina.
Kobina on the return.
And Ryan Nassib.
15-yard return.
And Syracuse will go to work out at the 21-yard line. Nassib already owns most Syracuse passing records. He'll break their career passing yards record most likely tonight. First play or two.
The top passing offense in the Big East, but it's been bolstered by a strong running game the past 4 weeks.
I'm going to go to the ground game. It's Jerome Smith. He is a tough man to bring down, 6 foot, 217 pounds. And he's brought down after a gain of 2. The Syracuse impact players, it starts with Nassib.
Well, you see Ryan Nassib, and obviously the top passing offense, the Big East, starts with an excellent passer, but Alec Lemon, another record-setting receiver on the outside for the Syracuse Orange.
They come underneath. And David Stevens, the tight end, with the catch. And there is a new passing record for Ryan Nassib. Sets the career passing yards record for the Orange. Passing Marvin Graves. 8,474 passing yards and counting. Now here is Smith again on first down. Good run. He'll pick up 9 out across the 45-yard line. Nassib became the first Orange quarterback to pass for over 3,000 yards in a season last week, and records keep falling.
He's tying records for completions and for some attempts. Obviously, the up-tempo offense giving him more opportunities to rack up stats and help the Orange with wins.
Smith again. And hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Jimmy Burge makes the tackle. He is the starter tonight in the spot that Sheldon Richardson usually holds down, a defensive tackle spot. But he has been suspended for this game by Gary Pinkel for academic reasons. 8th play of the drive, it's complete. Beckett Wales, the tight end, having his best season with the Orange and really starting to find a connection with Nassib, gets the first down catch.
Yeah, Beckett Wales, we talk about Alec Lemon. Marcus Sales is another name you'll hear mentioned tonight at the wide receiver position for the Orange. Beckett Wales, a favorite target for Ryan Nassib, but clearly Nathaniel Hackett wanting to establish the run game will help the play action pass down the line.
And there is the play action. Nassib gets rid of it quickly to Stevens, the tight end, that gets away from a tackler and inside the 20. Andrew Wilson makes the tackle, but a penalty flag down, Stinch.
Penalty flag.
a lot's been made. We'll talk about it tonight with James Franklin. But Nassib pretty nifty in the pocket.
Look at the block in the back. Number 34 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
John McDade, our official. Adonis Amin Moore called for that penalty.
You see Ryan Nassib, evading the rush there. Just about Jimmy Burge got in there. He's able to deliver it. You see Amin Moore right there at the end of the play. It's almost behind the play. That's one of those you obviously always want back. Amin Moore, Doug Marrone knows he'll need his contributions tonight in their tank package when they get in short yardage, goal line scenarios. Number 34, not just a blocker, but a key ball carrier, something that they had to kind of introduce in around week 3 or 4. They realized that they were going to have difficulties in those scenarios because of this type of offensive philosophy they're using this year.
First down and 9 now after the penalty. Tyson Gully. And he'll get 3. Second down for Syracuse, which is hoping to finish strong this season, Matt, because last year they upset number 11 West Virginia during the year, only to lose the last 5 and finish 5-7, missed bowl eligibility. Second and 5. Nassib keeps it, and he's tripped up. Little or no gain. Good play by Coney Ely. Big defensive end.
Excellent job by Coney Ely, and this is just a zone read. He recognizes the quarterback pulls the ball from the belly of the tailback. Coney Ely able to get upfield quickly. That's something they see quite a bit in practice. I expect the Missouri defensive ends to be prepared for that play.
12 play of the drive coming up. Nassib bobbles the snap, throws it downfield, has a man, but it's dropped by Alec Lemon. Boy, you don't see him do that very often. The team's all-time receptions leader had it and dropped it.
You can see Nassib does an excellent job of standing tall in the pocket. He delivers the football. It's a little bit underthrown. If he leads him, it goes into the end zone for a touchdown. But you see Alec Lemon having to slow down. And then it Bill Buckner's and goes right between his legs with an incomplete pass.
Ross Krautman comes on to attempt a 44-yard field goal attempt. He's 11 of 19 on the year, a long of 47, so this is well within his range, and he hits it. So Syracuse with an impressive opening drive. It stalls out, and they have to settle for 3. Missouri has an early lead here on senior night in Columbia. Marcus Murphy back to return this kick. Ryan Norton. And it's going to go through the end zone, so Mizzou will start at the 25-yard line. Empty backfield. Franklin throws on first down. That was underthrown a little bit, but the catch is made by LaDamian Washington.
You could see that Dave Yost, he likes these outside matchups. Syracuse had some concern a little bit with how they were going to match up with the Missouri receivers. Big physical receivers that can get separation, as we've already seen.
Gain of 22. First and 10 from the 47 now. Lawrence fires it out in the flat. There's TJ Moe, the senior. Gets it across midfield, a gain of 5. We've got an update from the SEC. Let's go to Matt.
Game. Second down 5 at the Syracuse 48.
We'll see how that wraps up. Boy, that would have been a big win for Ole Miss. And of course, you and I are going to be doing the Egg Bowl next week when they take on Mississippi State, as Lawrence gets the first down, a gain of 7. And it's always a big game when Ole Miss and Mississippi State get together. Mississippi State has really dominated that series in recent years.
They have. They're already bowl eligible, but Ole Miss, they look like they're going to get it done here tonight versus LSU. They get an opportunity to do it versus their in-state rival next week.
First and 10, Missouri in plus territory now. At the 41 of Syracuse, leading 7-3. Play fake again. Franklin, plenty of time, now rolls out to his right. He's got his feet back. And he throws down the sideline. That's a catch. Catch at the 26-yard line by Jimmy Hunt, a gain of 15.
Jimmy Hunt, heck of a kickoff return for a touchdown last week, and he stays with his quarterback. This is the problem with mobile quarterbacks. They can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, and you can see the rapport with the receivers when they stick with their QB and work to get open.
Boy, you can sure tell that Franklin's feeling better.
Absolutely, throws well on the run, clearly comfortable out of the pocket.
Franklin sprints out to the left, little shovel to Lawrence, and he's knocked down. Gain of a yard. Dyshawn Davis, the weak side linebacker, making the tackle. There you see Arizona, Utah coming up later tonight on ESPNU. Bowl eligible Arizona. Trying to get a first road victory for Rich Rodriguez. Arizona bowl eligible for the 4th time in the last 5 years. Rich Rod gonna get one on the road. 2nd and 19 now. Franklin wants to throw, and he's been effective so far throwing the football. Rolling out. Short pass is caught by T.J. Moe. He's not going to have the first down. He gets a big chunk, give him 15 yards. Franklin now 6 for 6, already over 100 yards passing and a touchdown.
James Franklin, you can tell, feels much better. You could see it a little bit in the Florida game 2 weeks ago. He's missed a couple of ball games, was unable to play in the Arizona State game. He couldn't play in the Alabama game. Missed a significant amount of time in the Vanderbilt game. Had to come in relief versus Kentucky.
Yeah.
But you can tell clearly much more comfortable, I think, just physically in this offense. And you see him getting it there to T.J. Moe, one of his favorite targets.
He's at 3rd and 14 now. Low snap. Franklin, blitz coming, got rid of it, complete. First down and more. Making his way to the end zone. Touchdown. Jimmy Hunt. Boy, Franklin got rid of that just in the nick of the time, and Hunt did the rest.
Franklin has Dorial Green-Beckham at the top of the formation, all the way to his left. But he stays in the slot, sticks with Jimmy Hunt. You know, Syracuse is going to bring pressure, and Missouri knew that coming into this ball game. Also, you know, in visiting with Coach Schaefer, the defensive coordinator for Syracuse, already we've seen some of his concerns being realized in this ball game with the wide receivers and the talent that Missouri has out wide.
And it's 14-3. James Franklin, 7 for 7, 164 yards and a couple of touchdown passes in a good first quarter. They lead it 14-3 after 1 here in Columbia on senior night. First quarter stats in Missouri, impressive. And Syracuse actually had a decent offensive night so far, but penalties have hurt them, taken them out of drives. They had to settle for 3 one time and then had to punt on the other drive. But Missouri, 191 yards of offense, averaging just under 12 yards per play.
Yeah, that's where the big explosive plays factor in already early in this ball game. Coming into it, only a little more than 4 yards of play, something that's really hampered them all season offensively.
Richie Desir dumped after the Trey Barrow punt. Speaking of Big East records, Ryan Nassib and the Syracuse Orange have had a record-setting year. They go back to work on offense. Thrown downfield, intended for Alec Lemon. Ball knocked down. Covered in the secondary by Kenronte Walker. And also E.J. Gaines there, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, you can see Nassib, you know, the first drive, you know, underthrew it a little bit. We've already seen an overthrow. It ended up being an offensive pass interference, and then they're a little bit behind Alec Lemon. He was a little bit off in this ball game so far.
Jerome Smith get about 7 or 8 on that carry. Andrew Wilson, strong side linebacker, made the tackle. Smith brought down short of the first down, and now a 3rd down situation here for Syracuse. They're 48% on the year. 3rd down conversions. Tyson Gully hit, knocked down. Big play by this Missouri defense. One of the best Gary Pinkel says he's ever had. It's a loss of 2 as Randy Ponder drops him, and Syracuse will have to kick again.
But the play was made long before Randy Ponder gets there. You see Randy Potter coming upfield, but my goodness, what a shot taken. You see by E.J. Gaines. He's not just a cover guy, a big physical run support right there to blow that play off.
Talked about the Missouri injuries on offense. E.J. Gaines playing banged and bruised, but he's so competitive. Gary Pinkel and company can't keep him out of the game. Murphy the fair catch at the 30. So Missouri with the lead, 9:34 to go in the second quarter. James Franklin has had a good night so far. He's back in a minute. 14-3. A couple of 5-win teams looking for that important 6th win. Qualify them for the postseason. Missouri with a torrid start. Touchdown drives in the first 2 possessions. They've had to kick it away the last 2. Still, it's a 200-yard passing night already for James Franklin.
Well, they started hot. You know, the screen pass to Dorial Green-Beckham obviously boldens that stat a little bit. But Franklin's done a good job with the passing attack.
3rd and 9. Caught. First down, LaDamian Washington. Big play for the junior out of Shreveport. Desir finally knocks him out of bounds. But a conversion, gain of 20 for Mizzou.
Great awareness by Washington here. You see him stop, show the quarterback your hands, and then rolls out of Brandon Reddish's would-be tackle. Another big play in the passing game. James Franklin getting it to his playmaker.
Big hole up the middle for Lawrence. Hit hard by Desir, but a gain of 9. You know, you've been talking about this offensive line. They all deserve such credit, considering all the injuries and moving around that they've had.
A lot of guys, different places, not necessarily their position of choice or need.
2nd and 1, Lawrence picks it up. Gets to the 30, first down, Missouri. We talked about the injuries to James Franklin. On the O-line, they've had 6 different O-line combinations in 10 games. 4 offensive linemen out for the season with injuries.
And you coming into the season, you know that obviously injuries to quarterback, but everything else that you do offensively, you got to be able to provide protection or block up front to get the run game going. It's changed the way this Missouri offense has looked.
Caught in the flat by Marcus Lucas. He gets it inside the 20 and another Mizzou first down. I mean, you played offensive line in the SEC, and Missouri's playing in the SEC for the first time this year. Is it a different level of play when it comes to physicality? And is that why there's so many beat-up players on that O-line?
Yeah, well, you certainly recognize that the defensive fronts that you face in the SEC are some of the best, if not the best in the country, as evidenced by the ones that are playing on Sundays.
To the end zone, Franklin. Contact flag. Pass interference. Dorial Green-Beckham.
Interference. Number 28 in the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Free safety, the junior out of Tampa. The pass interference call.
You know, in Wilkes' defense, you're trying to defend a guy who's 6'6", 220 pounds. You do everything that you can, face guarding, and you see Wilkes look up like, what am I supposed to do? I'm matched up man with this guy. He's an animal. Rather than give up the score, we end up giving Missouri the ball on the 5-yard line with a first down opportunity to poke it in here. Either way, we've seen tonight, Coach Yost said they want to get the ball to Green-Beckham. They've targeted him numerous times.
4th penalty against the Orange. Lawrence. Kendall Lawrence. You know, Mizzou could have a 1,000-yard rusher in Lawrence, despite all of those injuries we talked about. That's really saying something about how Pinkel has patched that thing together up front.
You know, last year, James Franklin led the team in attempts. Obviously, because of injury, it hasn't been near the case this year. Kendall Lawrence has really had to take up the slack, not only in production, but in carries.
8th play of the drive. 2nd and goal, quick play fake. Casually lobbed to the end zone. Again, it's Dorial Green-Beckham, the intended receiver. Great coverage by Keon Lynn, the corner for Syracuse. Franklin is so relaxed in the pocket.
Yeah, you know, he looks incredibly calm, doesn't he? He throws this ball, though, you know, further inside, I think, than Green-Beckham was looking for it. I think if Franklin gets that ball back, he certainly would have wanted to lead Green-Beckham towards the end line or towards the boundary. In that instance, it brought him right back into coverage. Unable to get the completion for the score. You can see, though, Gary Pinkel They got to be pleased so far with the way the offense has clicked after the previous 2 series, resulting in a punt. Here's an opportunity in the red zone.
3rd and goal. And a play fake. Franklin will try it again. Out of the reach of Waters. Incomplete. 4th down. And the field goal unit will trot out.
Well, this is an area that Missouri has struggled. They've struggled in this area just about all season. They had 32 opportunities in the red. That's not that many. Really, only Kentucky has fewer in conference play in the SEC, but they've only converted 50% of them for touchdowns. A lot of field goal attempts. 8 of them versus 16. You got to come away with 6. They're going to be able to stretch it, it looks like, here with a field goal.
The rookie kicker Andrew Baggett comes on. Of course, he had the game winner in overtime last week at Tennessee, and he tacks on 3 more. It's 17-3 Tigers, 6.5 before half. 10 plays, 67 yards in just over 3 minutes for Missouri. They have to settle for a 20-yard Andrew Baggett field goal. Still, it's been a good first half for the Tigers. They lead at 17-3. The winner of this game becomes bowl eligible. And for Missouri, they'd like to get it done here on senior night at home, because next week they have to go to Texas A&M, and that's going to be a tough place to get a win. And Syracuse, if they don't get it done tonight, they've got to go to Philadelphia and tangle with Temple.
They do, and it's a quick turnaround for Syracuse. That's a Friday game, 11 a.m. kick. Syracuse probably doesn't get back home till early in the morning, Sunday morning after this ball game. Both these teams certainly want to go ahead and seal the deal up and sign their ticket for postseason eligibility tonight.
Andrew Baggett into the end zone, and Kobina will take a knee. Let's get an update with Matt Schick in the studio. If Kansas State can win that, Matt, of course, they'll wrap up the Big 12. There's a 3-yard pickup for Jerome Smith. Here are the BCS standings. If K-State goes down, though, that upsets the apple cart, opens things up for Oregon, Notre Dame, of course. They would love to see K-State go down. And even Alabama would have a chance to back their way in again.
There's a lot of folks talking about a one-loss Alabama team if they have a strong showing in the SEC championship.
Now with Lemon out to midfield. Big play for Syracuse, and they're in need of those. Braylon Webb, the tackle, gives Syracuse 22 yards.
See Ryan Nassib with a pump fake. He ends up coming back to Lemon over the middle. Does an excellent job after the catch, picking up additional yardage after the completion.
Smith. 1 of 2. Syracuse, the last 3 drives, has had to punt. And they could really change the feel of this game if they could get a touchdown before halftime.
Hold Mizzou on defense to the field goal, and here's your opportunity to answer.
Nassib on the run, throws to the sideline. It's complete at the 35-yard line, caught by Marcus Sales. Sales, 7 touchdown catches, leads the team. He and Lemon have been fun to watch this year. Give him 12.
See the play fake again, and Nassib, happy. He likes that pump fake a little bit, I think, maybe for timing more than anything else. He throws well on the run there for the big first down conversion. And Marcus Sales, another target.
Missouri brings the pressure, and Nassib on the high got rid of it, incomplete, intended for Sales.
And those are the types of throws that he's going to have to work on. You can see him there almost saying that's on me. You know, earlier he had difficulty with some of the touch passes, the shorter routes. He tried to hit Beckett Wales a couple of possessions ago there, trying to go to Marcus Sales. Just too much heat on that pass.
You saw it there. That was just his 5th misfire. He's well over 100 yards tonight as they go back to Smith on the ground. And a gain of 6 for Jerome Smith. He's on a string of 4 straight 100-yard rushing games. 144 and a touchdown last week against Louisville. He makes it manageable here on 3rd down for the Orange. Here comes that Mizzou crowd. Missouri shows blitz, backs off. Tyson Gully, good run and a first down for the Orange as they're inside the red zone, down to the 17.
Great job inside, and you can see the offensive front getting push, perhaps maybe feeling the absence of Sheldon Richardson on that play. They do a good job. Syracuse gets a nice push and able to pick up a third down conversion.
Red zone has been a work in progress for the Orange. Smith trying to bounce it to the outside, can't do it. Dumped for a loss of 3. Matt White gets into the backfield.
Smith, probably not his strong suit getting outside. And you see the red zone, the trips, 45 opportunities, a good bit more than Missouri has been able to get there, but 27 touchdowns. Again, settling for field goals when they get into scoring range, and they've also had some turnover difficulties when they get close to the plus territory.
Fakes the quick toss. Nassib goes the other way, and it's going to be close to a first down. This offense has, like you showed, slowed down for some reason inside the red zone. What do you think is contributing to that?
Well, you'll see defenses, especially when they're running up tempo. Defenses will maybe call timeout to slow things down, but also the value of the plays are that much more heightened because you've got a genuine scoring opportunity. You get down there, you got to get the right personnel. You want to make sure you take advantage of your shots when you get them.
Tyson Gully, good run, first down and goal to go from the 1. And up the middle is where Sheldon Richardson would normally be patrolling for Mizzou. Of course, he's suspended tonight.
Good job by Mackie McPherson in there. Rob Trudeau, good job getting the push that they need. And once again,
touchdown. Tyson Gully takes it in.
They're going to stick with it. And you could tell, you could almost tell coming into this game that Syracuse was willing to stick with the ground attack. They weren't going to panic, start airing things out. They recognized, when we talked with Nathaniel Hackett, they needed to be a little bit more balanced. And when they shifted gears, it's easier to be more pass-oriented because every team has that 2-minute aspect of their offense. They realized they needed to get the ground game going, and they have here tonight. 3 of the last 4 runs. Excellent job.
Ross Krautman comes on for the extra point. This is a 7-point game, and he does. 17-10 Missouri. James Franklin, 237 yards passing in the first half and a couple of touchdowns. It's really the difference in this game. 17-10, Mizzou with the lead at the half. Allison.
Coach, offensively, you moved the ball so well the first few possessions. How do you get back to operating at that level?
Well, we had a long drive all the way down and left it on the 2-yard line. We got that pass interference, so we want to get 7, obviously, other than a field goal. But they've had 1 drive and got a field goal, and then they had a drive for a touchdown. They're a good football team.
What adjustments need to happen defensively?
Well, we'll go talk about it. They have a good tempo. Their quarterback got in the corner a little bit, so we're just going to go in and talk about it and try to help them out.
Thanks, Coach.
17-10 Mizzou on top as we're ready to start the second half. Winner of this game will qualify for postseason play. Taco Bell game track. And it was a hot start for the offense of Missouri in this game, but we saw some adjustments by the Syracuse defense. They were able to slow James Franklin down a little bit, the arm and the feet.
Well, what happened, I think we saw Missouri, a couple of punts after 2 opening scoring drives for touchdowns. Big plays have hurt Syracuse throughout the season. They have again tonight. You harken back to the Dorial Green-Beckham screen pass, the 70-yarder. But ultimately, if Syracuse can do a better job of making plays and tackles in space, they do themselves a great service in this second half.
Jeremiah Kobina will take a knee, and Syracuse will have it to start the second half, the 25. Second half adjustments, what do we expect to see here?
Well, we saw Syracuse. They did an excellent job, I think, on the 2 times after the opening scoring salvos by Missouri, getting to the passer, getting some negative yardage plays, and getting them behind in the down and distance. But they have to make plays in space on the Missouri playmakers on the outside. Ultimately, Missouri, they just need to keep their playmaker at quarterback and James Franklin upright.
There's Jerome Smith to run it for the Orange on the first play. And Syracuse really committed to the run in that first half. They had 24 carries against 13 pass plays. And we said that before. They've really committed to that part of the offense in the last 5 or 6 weeks. Nassib, the keeper again. Picks up a yard. Ponder brings him down. In the preseason, Syracuse was picked 7th of 8 teams. And they came into this weekend in contention still for the Big East title. A real testament to the job Doug Marone's done.
Yeah, you know, they set the sights pretty high. His second year going 8-5. And I really feel like that their willingness, the guts that it took to transition offensively has set them up with this opportunity. This would be a big third down conversion to get a victory tonight for bowl eligibility.
Tyson Gully, he's going to be stopped short. And Missouri defense, to use one of your favorite terms, bows its neck stench. And Steck is going to be happy about that.
They did a good job getting penetration and redirecting Tyson Gully. He wanted to work to the left side of the line of scrimmage, and he was forced to redirect. You'll see there, you know, it looked to me like Coney Ely, 47, was able to get upfield just enough. You know, sometimes you don't have to make the tackle. What you have to do is force him to redirect.
What was your GPA?
I can't remember.
Marcus Murphy spun down short of the 25-yard. Missouri up by 7. 2:40 to go, third quarter. There hasn't been a lot of offense since the opening quarter of our game here in Columbia tonight. Ooh, big play. Hansbrough's hammered by Pierce Brewster. Let's go to the studio and an update with Matt.
You see Coach Yost there. Different. He's a distinct departure from David Steckel, the Marine. You see Coach Yost, more of a surfer look.
He's proud of that hair. Oh, Franklin hit and dumped inside the 5. The ball comes loose. They're going to say Franklin was down. Brandon Sharp, who leads the Big East in tackles for loss with 14 now. That's a loss of 13.
Yeah, once again, and you see it's this arm over move. Giving the Missouri offensive line some difficulty. You'll see him right here, Brandon Sharp working on Elvis Fisher, their best offensive lineman. And he's just going to go arm over inside. And I talk about the worst nightmare for any offensive lineman is to get beat inside. That's the most direct route to your quarterback, and another big negative yardage play to set him way behind in the down and distance.
4th time Franklin has been sacked tonight. 3rd and forever. Lawrence gets a big chunk of it back. And he stopped at the 16-yard line, a gain of 10. Thomas and Lynch combined on the tackle. Lynch has been involved in many tackles tonight for Syracuse. And Missouri's going to bring out the punting unit. You know, the Syracuse defense has given up a lot of big plays in the passing game, but their run defense, should say, has been pretty good throughout the course of the year.
By and large, they've done an excellent job. You could talk about the big plays just in general, I think, for the Syracuse defense. And even here tonight, it would be true in the passing game that have made it difficult for them. But they've done a good job here in the second half defensively.
Desir tackled at the 28-yard line. That's where Syracuse will go back to work after the 53-yard punt. Oregon can clinch the Pac-12 North with a win tonight, and they would play UCLA, which beat USC today. Marcus Sales, the reception. As Syracuse has the football, good field position here to start this series late in the 3rd quarter, Stinch, and they're only down a touchdown.
Yeah, and this is where they're wanting to get into a rhythm. Good starting field position and heck of an opportunity here.
Smith bottled up on the inside, a gain of 1. Ryan Nassib, said it before, a smart quarterback, very poised. He's a senior. Doug Marone has counted on him a lot this year. This offense hasn't moved nearly as fast as I expected it to tonight. Lemon the catch. Gets loose along that sideline and tiptoes along to the 36 of Missouri.
Oh, it looked to me like he was just barely going to pick up the first down before going out of bounds. That's really an athletic play. Look at him as he tight ropes. You see the line judge, he's right on it. He's saying that his cleat did not touch out, and they're going to review it. Oh, no, it's the quarter, rather. That's a big play by Alec Lemon. Slows down, because you could see that Syracuse offense starting to spool up plays, and Nathaniel Hackett starting to feel it with his quarterback, Nassib, dealing it to the outside versus Missouri's defense.
All right, Matt, of course, Missouri beat Tennessee in Knoxville last week. What do you think Derek Dooley's future really is?
You know, it can't be that way.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at what he's been unable to do, when they let the time run out at the end of regulation with timeouts to play. Tennessee's back might be broken after that loss last week.
First play of the fourth quarter is complete. Out to Marcus Sales. You just saw our game summary. And I thought that third quarter was dominated by Syracuse.
No points to show for it, and really they just traded punts, but Syracuse ultimately ended up with a better field position, and now they're within striking distance.
On first down, complete. Again, it's Sales. Great job after the catch. First down. Kip Edwards made the tackle, but it's a gain of 11 for Sales.
Targeting Sales on this possession here, and again, with Kip Edwards out in space, they have to like that matchup, getting it to one of their playmakers. We talk about Alec Lemon, but Marcus Sales is another legitimate weapon for the Syracuse Orange offense out wide.
Lemon diving for the pylon. Touchdown, Syracuse. Alec Lemon. A 14-yard touchdown reception and a great effort to make sure he got that pylon.
We just hit on it. You know, you work both sides of the football field. Ryan Nassib able to get the ball and distributed it out. And there, Randy Ponder unable to get there in time. E.J. Gaines defending the goal line. You see Alec Lemon get the extension. Crosses over the goal line, touches the pylon for 6 points.
And that's his 6th touchdown catch of the year. And Krautman comes on to tie it up. And he does. 17 all early in the fourth quarter. Bowl eligibility on the line tonight. Great touchdown for Lemon. And some great video when we come back. A salute to the veterans here in Columbia tonight. You don't want to miss this. The Golden Knights from the U.S. Army for 50 years. The two demonstration teams have traveled all over the country performing tonight. Putting on a show here before the game in Columbia. Anthony Dill, the commander, lieutenant colonel from the Army, in charge of the Golden Knights. And I know you get a bang out of that every time you see that. We've seen that twice now. We did it in Little Rock, Arkansas. I think we saw that.
I love it. It's amazing to me how, I mean, and these guys did it at night, that you could jump out of an airplane and land on the 50-yard line.
I know.
I don't
Precision.
How do you steer a parachute?
I don't know. That's why we're up here. And they're up there. Marcus Murphy. Good return. And he's had many of them this year. This time he stopped at the 34.
First down and 10, Missouri from its own 34.
Alabama knows that. Out to the 45-yard line, a catch by Hunt. Let's go to Allison.
Well, guys, you've been talking about the poise, the leadership of Ryan Nassib, and it's both on display tonight. There's a quiet confidence to his demeanor here on the sidelines. Before he took the field to lead the game-tying drive, he was very calm, but he's been here before. He has 8 wins when trailing or tied in the fourth quarter. And, guys, after they scored that touchdown to tie it up, he went down to the defensive side, high-fiving those guys, making sure they're motivated as well.
Corbin Bergstresser on in relief of James Franklin. First down and 10. 8:40 to play, tied at 17. Play fake, Bergstresser over the top, man wide open, it's caught. To the 25-yard line, Marcus Lucas. He had some drops last week and then, of course, redeemed himself in that overtime. Big play here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, Keon Lynn just allows him to have an inside access. He releases inside. He has the whole middle of the field to work, and Corbin Bergstresser gets him the football for the game.
38-yard gain, but then Lawrence dropped, and they'll lose some yardage as Dion Goggins gets in there for a loss of 5. Goggins has played well.
Goggins was the guy they were expecting to step up. We just touched on him earlier. He assisted in the option play that knocked James Franklin out, is what we're assuming it was on that play. And then he steps up there for a tackle for loss after a big gainer. That gives his defense a chance to reset a little.
So second and long, 2nd and 15. Bergstresser out of the gun from the 30 of Syracuse. To the right, caught, and some running room for T.J. Moe. Down inside the 5-yard line. The senior on senior night has Missouri on the doorstep.
Another wide receiver screen, except they released their tackle. Look at the right tackle, Mitch Morse. He pass sets, and then he gets out in front and gets a key block. Looks like on Darrell Eskridge to spring T.J. Moe to get upfield. It's the same play. It looks very similar to what they hit Green Beckham on for the touchdown pass in their first possession of the ballgame.
Bergstresser gives to Lawrence, makes his way into the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. And Corbin Bergstresser comes on and leads Missouri on a very tidy touchdown drive.
Well, we talked about what James Franklin has meant to the hopes and dreams of this Missouri football team, but Corbin Bergstresser, in relief, he was able to get a victory over Arizona State. He wasn't able to get it done versus Alabama. Few have. And then coming in here again with a banged up, or at least a woozy James Franklin, and leads his team, sparks his team to a touchdown drive.
Baggett with the extra point. Those are the first points for Mizzou since 6.5 left in the first half. And Corbin Bergstresser and the Tigers back up by a touchdown here in Columbia.
Room service.
Down 10 Eastern on ESPN. Welcome to the SEC on ESPN.
Clay Matvick, Matt Stinchcomb, Allison Williams back here in Columbia, Missouri. Its first points since the second quarter, first touchdown since the first quarter, and they take a 24-17 lead with just over 7 minutes left. And Corbin Bergstresser coming in for James Franklin, getting it done, the redshirt freshman out of Lee's Summit, Missouri.
You see them there, you know, T.J. Moe visiting with James Franklin. Look too shaken up to me. Either way, the Missouri offense, you see Bergstresser there, number 13. They didn't miss a beat. They were able to march it right down the football field. Well, big gainers. One on a wide receiver screen, and then the other hit Marcus Lucas.
Syracuse will start at the 25, down a touchdown. 7-point game, Syracuse down a touchdown, but Ryan Nassib in this Orange offense has been impressive all year.
They have, and here's their opportunity. They need to certainly answer this one after getting stopped. E.J. Gaines making the great play.
Has a pocket to throw from on first down, but it's incomplete. Jared West was the closest receiver, but that just didn't look right.
No, again, I think miscommunication, and we've seen that a couple of times now in the second half. Previous possession, I believe, it was Marcus Sales on a double move. Anticipated making an outcut there. Somehow or other, he and Jared West were on different pages.
Nassib rolling to his right, fires on the run, caught by Alec Lemon. Lemon out across the 40. That's his 7th catch tonight. Give him 16 more yards.
Alec Lemon, he's a record-setting receiver for Syracuse. Great possession receiver on that down to able to move the sticks.
Nassib to the air again, or he's going to try to. Got a little heat. Dumps it off underneath, and it's a gain of 3 yards. Bring up 2nd down and 7. Caught by Marcus Sales. Again, Syracuse bowl eligible with a win tonight. Missouri, if they can win it, that would be their 6th and qualify them for the postseason. Complete again to Sales. First down, Orange, as they're now into plus territory at the 46-yard line. These two teams have given us quite a treat here tonight. They haven't met in 25 years, and bowl eligibility on the line.
The last time that they met, I think it's what, 87, is that
That's
what you
right.
said? It's been a long time. Only 2 matchups ever between those two squads.
Nassib, a rifle shot to Lemon, and he gets loose. Stiff arm inside the 20. A flag flies at the end of the play. Kenronte's at the end of the play. Kenronte Walker, the strong safety, brought him down. There's a marker down.
Personal foul, grasping the face net. Number 30 of the defense. Penalty be half the distance to the goal line from the end of the run. An automatic first down.
And Syracuse is in business in the red zone.
See, the Missouri defenders, they're playing off coverage and allowing the Syracuse Orange receivers to get rolling. You see work in the middle of the field on that play to Alec Lemon on the previous one as they went to Marcus Sales, just conceding the first down yardage, playing so far off in coverage.
First down and goal for the Orange. They've got a couple of touchdowns tonight in the red zone. They're 2 for 2. Nassib looks to the corner, almost intercepted. Kip Edwards, who has 2 interceptions on the year, a team high for the Tigers, almost at his 3rd.
Well, I'm guessing that if you're supposed to make an interception and you're a Missouri defender, you got to do push-ups. Because Kip Edwards has that one all the way. Ryan Nassib gets away with one. He hasn't thrown an interception in 4 games. He got lucky to get the ball back here. He would have forfeited a great scoring opportunity for his offense.
Jerome Smith, touchdown Syracuse. And just like that, we're an extra point away from being tied up again.
See Syracuse, Ryan Nassib, a couple of big passes, getting Marcus Sales involved, Alec Lemon, their playmakers outside. We talked about coming into this ball game, Jerome Smith, and the commitment to the run that the Orange had coming into this game. Even in the first half, after a couple of big plays that they allowed the Missouri offense to get on, and yet they were still willing to keep the ball on the ground. And you see them in the red zone, able to get it done.
Tied at 24 with 5.5 to go. Oh, that chance at an interception for Kip Edwards. He's going to be seeing this in his sleep tonight.
This is going to cost him probably more than just 3 push-ups. He's going to want that one back, of course, but he doesn't get it. Great job there, Ryan Nassib and Jerome Smith finding the hole and hitting it on the backside of the zone read. And we've got, once again, a tie ball game. Both these teams just scrambling to get into the postseason.
Let's go to Allison Williams.
Well, the Missouri mentality right now on offense is that they need one more drive. Offensive line coach Bruce Walker said next time we go out on the field, we're going out there to win this game. But guys, it looks like it'll be up to Bergstresser. He was taking the warm-up passes on the sideline, not James Franklin. He's here smiling, but he's not even holding his helmet, so it doesn't look like he'll be back in.
So it's going to be up to the redshirt freshman. We said it before. He kind of struggled in relief earlier in the year, but he's got a chance to win it for Missouri here and get this team to bowl eligibility. Marcus Murphy takes a knee in the end zone. So the Tigers and Bergstresser will come out and start at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, this is just kind of like a microcosm of the Missouri year. I mean, you don't have Sheldon Richardson, probably one of your better players, maybe your best player coming in. But Corbin Bergstresser stepping in the quarterback spot, hits Marcus Lucas on the big gainer. TJ Moe gets some blockers out in front on the screen pass that they've had great success with tonight. And then Kendall Lawrence on a physical inside run. We've seen number 4 for Missouri tonight finish runs with authority. That one was worth 6 points.
Bergstresser 2 for 2 tonight, 65 yards. Threw for over 700 yards in games earlier this season. Takes the low snap, gets it to Lawrence. And he's going to be dropped for a loss. Lawrence with his 20th career touchdown. on the previous drive. His 6th touchdown in the last 4 games, which put Missouri ahead briefly. Syracuse has tied it up as you take a look at the numbers for Franklin this year, and I should say tonight, and Bergstresser tonight. Second and 13 as we're under 5 minutes to go. Bergstresser wants it all. Nobody home. 3rd down.
You see him there stretching the defense. Bergstresser, not the rushing threat or the running threat that James Franklin certainly presents. Allows Syracuse, who does a good job or has done a good job tonight, getting to the passer, getting these obvious passing downs, puts all the more pressure on a quarterback that's not mobile. You don't have to have as much concern. You see tonight, 4 of 11 on 3rd down. In the second half, Syracuse has done an excellent job defensively.
Oh, snap again. Bergstresser being chased, throws off his back foot and throws it away. Dion Goggins was up in Bergstresser's face. He had to hurry up and get it away, and it's going to bring up 4th down, so punting unit will come out.
You see low snap again, only rushing 3, but they still get flushed. See Elvis Fisher able to flush him out, or gets flushed out of the pocket. Corbin Bergstresser just unloading it, trying to avoid the sack.
Trey Barrow didn't get much on that kick. Checks up at the 50 and takes a nice Syracuse bounce. So Syracuse will have it inside Mizzou territory. 4:34 to go, Matt, and we're tied at 24 in great field position for the Orange.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't have been worse scenario for Missouri offensively to go 3 and out and give excellent field position right back to Syracuse.
Nassib in the air, it's intercepted. Ponder picks it off. It was deflected, and he gets it back out to midfield. Boy, Syracuse, which has done such a great job protecting the football in recent weeks, gives it back to Missouri at an awful time. And that Missouri defense now 29 consecutive games forcing a turnover.
And you know, you don't really put that one on Nassib. He puts the ball where he wanted it. It just deflects off of West. No, it's not West. It's Beckett Wales, his tight end. As he turns around to receive the football, seen from his tight end position, and it bounces up. And whenever that ball's tipped up, everybody on the Syracuse sideline and the offensive sidelines holds their breath. And now Missouri gets a second crack at it after going 3 and out and giving them great field position.
Just like that, Bergstresser in the offense get another chance. Lawrence, good run. Lowers his shoulder pads and gets to the 41. Bergstresser is in the game. We got a report from Allison Williams moments ago that James Franklin suffered a bit of a head injury. We're not going to go as far as concussion, but dinged up, and so Bergstresser is in.
Once again, Missouri getting it done on the ground with Kendall Lawrence. They did a good job on that previous carry, capturing the edge. Elvis Fisher able to get outside and lock up.
Bergstresser, high pitch to Lawrence. He's got the first down and more inside the 35. Shamarko Thomas on the tackle for Syracuse.
You see Coach Yost, offensive coordinator and play caller from Missouri, saying, yeah, you know, I want James Franklin in here, but we're not going to get away, you know, from some of this option attack. You see him there hiding behind the column. They're making his play calls. Barely see him here. See that mane of hair. He's up there making it, dialing it up. Well, after the 3 and out, but they did an excellent job on the previous drive getting into the score.
He is proud of that haircut. Oh, bad snap from McNulty. Bergstresser recovers, throws, nearly caught along the sideline, but it lands incomplete. Intended for LaDamian Washington. But we said it before because there have been so many movements up front. Guys moving around on that offensive line. Snaps have been an issue at the center position.
Yeah, and it just throws the timing of the play completely off. It really can. It takes, obviously, the quarterback's eyes off of the routes. He has to look down just to field the snap.
Play clock under 10. 2nd and 10 for Mizzou. Their low snap. Bergstresser complete. Spinning out of a tackle is Lucas. He may have picked up the first down. What an effort by the junior out of Liberty, Missouri, Marcus Lucas.
You know, when we talked about coming out at halftime, what Syracuse needed to do defensively, and it was make tackles in space. You know, they've got the receivers in front of them. Brandon Reddish, once again, unable to make the tackle when he makes the initial hit. These are big receivers. When you look at Marcus Lucas, 6'5", 215 pounds. They aren't easy guys to get on the ground, but you have to do it to avoid setting up a 3rd and short.
Getting close to Andrew Baggett, field goal range. Syracuse 1 timeout remaining, Missouri 2. 3rd down and 1. Lawrence, oh, he's going to be dropped at the 29. Great play by the Syracuse defense, which needed one. It's a loss of 4 as Siriki Diabate gets in for the tackle for loss.
You see Diabate, he just diagnoses this play perfectly. It gets upfield. That's 2 3rd downs and about the same spot on the field where we said you can't try the middle of this defense. Once again, Missouri trying to get it to the edge. And Diabate gets a tackle for loss.
So a 46-yard field goal attempt from Andrew Baggett. It's on the way. Got it! He missed from 42 earlier tonight, but hits it from 46 to give Mizzou the lead with under 2 minutes to play.
Clutch. See Baggett last week in the overtime. They took a field goal to win the ball game when they get to stop versus Tennessee, and then here, after a negative yardage play on a 3rd and short, Baggett had to come in there. You think about these kickers, you miss a 42-yarder on a possession ago, and there's your opportunity to put your team up with under 2 minutes to play, and he nails it.
That ties a career long for Andrew Baggett. Redshirt freshman from Lee's Summit, Missouri, the same hometown as Corbin Bergstresser, and 2 of them have played heroically here tonight.
You see Corbin Bergstresser in relief. James Franklin not on the football field. And Syracuse, right when you felt like maybe that tackle for loss would take Baggett out of his range, having missed from 42. Wasn't the case as he laces it right through the uprights. Now Syracuse has to answer with 1:52 to play.
Kobina, trouble with it. Trying to get to the outside, and he's contained, stopped at the 19. 1:43 for Syracuse to work with. Ryan Nassib has had a great second half, but his team is down 3, and he doesn't have a lot of time on the clock. Over the middle. Beautiful catch by Alec Lemon to the 45-yard line.
Ryan Nassib, he's the career passing leader for Syracuse. Alec Lemon, one of his favorite targets, and once again able to find a way to get open in the Missouri secondary, and they find themselves almost at midfield after 1 play.
Nassib complete again, and who else? Alec Lemon on his feet to the 36-yard line of Missouri.
Once again, Lemon working on Ponder.
8 times this year, and in Ryan Nassib's career has he led the Orange on game-tying drives or drives to win games. 8 times in his career. And we're under a minute to go.
Once again, you see Missouri with their defenders milling about.
Incomplete. It's Lemon who he was trying to hit again. 47 seconds to go. Clock stops. Syracuse has 1 timeout remaining. Missouri 2. And bowl eligibility to the winner.
They're Doug Marrone. They know what's at stake here. He's got to like his chances with Nassib with his success that he's had in fourth quarter comebacks.
Nassib. He's trying to hit Lemon again. Well covered that time by Ponder. Lemon over 200 yards tonight, 208 yards receiving, a career high. If he doesn't get that one, it's 3rd and 10.
Lemon looked a little bit gimpy after that one. You see Ross Krautman already 1 for 1 tonight from 44 yards. They got a little bit of work to do, though, to get him in to field goal range yet. Nassib was a little off on that previous throw. The ball's a little too far inside.
Nassib under pressure, ducked away from a tackle and throws incomplete. Intended for Beckett Wales, and now it's 4th down.
Had to rush the throw. And you see, once again, just unaccounted for. Jerome Smith had to sell out just to keep his quarterback clean. Looked like the offensive front was sliding away.
They're not going to bring out the field goal unit. They're going to go for it. Boy, this is gutsy for Doug Marrone. Nassib has time, throws. What a catch! Penalty flag down as Lemon hauls it in at the 17-yard line.
Holding. Number 30, the defense. Penalties decline. Results of the play is a 1st down.
What a gamble by Marrone.
And it came up 7 for him. I mean, he just rolls the dice. You see there, Ponder. Looked to me like Ponder might have been called for the hold, and they still got the completion. As you see, once again, Alec Lemon doing an excellent job from the slot receiver position.
Complete again, it's Lemon, touchdown! And Syracuse goes in front.
Touchdown, Syracuse.
And the crowd here at Memorial Stadium that's not wearing orange is stunned.
And rightfully so. I mean, you look at it, you get the ball back under 2 minutes. You bobble your kickoff return initially. And all Ryan Nassib does is dial up aces. He's sitting there, he hits Alec Lemon, and it basically was the Alec Lemon Ryan Nassib show there. Made it look like 7-on-7 drill.
And the lead is 4 for Syracuse. Lemon, 4 catches, 72 yards and a touchdown on the drive.
And they changed up their formation. You know, before he was in a slot, right here is Alec Lemon in this bunch formation. You see this, just a clutch of defenders right here. And when they explode after the snap, he's unaccounted for. They're unable to roll the coverage and get over there in time. Excellent job by Nathaniel Hackett. Nice execution by Ryan Nassib. And Alec Lemon, who was the primary target on that entire possession, is able to make the reception there. And you can see there, Andrew Wilson, he just can't believe it, that it happened that lightning fast.
Doug Marrone went for it on 4th and long. The ball at the time was on the 36, and that field goal attempt, if they had decided to kick and go for the tie, would have been a 53-yarder for Krautman. His long 47 this year, and the wind would have been against him. So Doug Marrone said, I really like my chances with Nassib and a guy like Lemon instead of the field goal. And Lemon made the catch to convert, and then they put it in the end zone. He's our 5-star player of the game, presented by Wrangler.
That was just, you know, to say that it's impressive, I think is a bit of an understatement, is it not? I mean, to sit there and to be able to answer the bell the way that they did. Baggett hits their field goal, obviously to go ahead. But to answer in that fashion and that decisively, great job by Ryan Nassib.
First down and 10, Missouri.
The other impressive thing about that drive, they didn't use their timeout that they had left.
Well, you know,
unbelievable.
And it was curious, you know, we were thinking back to when they used it before on a 2nd and 1. They ended up forcing a field goal, wondering at the time whether or not that was going to come back to hurt them. Didn't need the timeout in that drive.
Let's see if Bergstresser has any magic in his arm. Over the middle, complete to Washington, and he's going to head right for the sideline and get out with 8 seconds left. He steps out at the 42-yard line. 8 seconds left for Missouri.
And Corbin Bergstresser, keep in mind, James Franklin goes out off an option play. They were unable to pick up the first down. And it's been Corbin Bergstresser the last 3 possessions. That's why he's in there now. Hard to imagine letting a receiver get behind him.
Another low snap. Bergstresser running out of time. Throws it deep downfield. Green Beckham, the intended receiver, and it's intercepted. And Syracuse comes into Mizzou for the first time in 25 years, and they're going to lead bowl eligible.
You see it in Syracuse, the drive that was needed. Corbin Bergstresser just didn't have quite enough. He came in initially and was able to answer, but Syracuse gets the much-needed victory for bowl eligibility.
Keon Lynn, the team's best cover corner, makes the interception, and that's how the night's going to end. 31.